And we are back on the episode of transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt. There are responsive comments I made against the DeviantArt lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning: if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead and click off the video and go watch something else. Not online say there's hate speech by videos, because there is no hate speech by videos. It's speech hate. That's a different story. Let's continue on. People getting things wrong in the comment sections, and me trying to straighten them out with bio versus basic biology, and they're getting ticked off about that. Also, it's important to get vaccinated. To stop the spread of germs. I think this guy broke in here. Gotta fix him. Yeah, I'll get him going. Yeah. We'll get that going later. Important to stop the spread of disease. Some diseases, I heard some diseases are making a comeback because people are getting vaccinated like they should. So it's important to do that. Let's continue on here. People getting these wrong in the comment sections, and me trying to straighten them out with bio versus basic biology. Let's continue on here. There's some overlap, and we have to, but it's important to talk about, to talk about it because so we don't miss anything. And I say you don't use preferred pronouns or binders or inject hormones. You can choose not to do those things. You can, yeah. And then the person says, "Here, economics. I don't give a flying f." Don't guess what that word is. I didn't use that word. Flying f. What people use as my pronouns. And then don't lie about biological sex. Then you use she, her, he, him, they, them, and it never once affected me. Then again, you shouldn't have a problem using the pronouns you're signing birth in. And most if someone really wants to know, then I'll say she, her. That's the issue. Why are they asking? What are you doing? Why is it not obvious? Why is it not obvious? Why? If you cut your hair short, you wear baggy clothes to hide your breasts and curves, so that it's hard to tell if you're a man or a woman. That's deception. I'm not saying baggy clothes are bad. I'm not saying short hair on girls is bad. I do like girls with short hair, but no. When you cut your hair short to lie about your biological sex, when you hide your breasts and other curves to lie about your biological sex, that's wrong. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But she's saying, if someone wants to know, I'll say she, her. Well, it's not an issue for me to use anything else. I literally can't care about something like that because of lies. I don't use binders because I'm not trans. Same for homos. It's easy for me as a cisgender woman. However, if anyone who's trans, it's not, because they have to learn to it. Almost like how a depressed person can often does need antidepressants to live a normal life. But can also work on the actual psychological issue, instead of trying to dull it with medication. As a social skin person yourself, why don't you try? See how easy it is. Ready? Yeah, save some time. Here's a question: if you woke up the next day as the opposite gender or sex, but you knew it was wrong with sex, what would you do then? That's the issue. It's not the same thing, but it's how it is, I think. And I say, I will change, but not how things happen. You were born as one sex, and they can never change it. Best they learn to live with it without lying about their biological sex. And so it's a watch out. Meat Go says, this one character is homophobic. Meat Go. Sorry, I don't really like using names, but that's how it goes. Someone said, wishing all FTMs luck. Female to males. Girls want to be boys. Luck. To somebody. And someone says, thank you. And I say, wishing you girls will learn you don't have to lie about your biological sex to have a good life. And then someone says, you're a minister. You telling people not to lie is like a casino owner telling people not to take unnecessary risks. And so it says, dang, you killed him. And I say, wow, somebody has the wrong idea about ministers. Someone says, life of my world, that's the person who's literally telling people lies we can see with our eyes instead of our truth, which only I can see. Only I can see that truth. Because I say I can. That's truth, though, right? That's what truth and lies are, right? Lies are something that you can see with your eyes, and you ignore those, and you cover them up with truth, which is like, that's not a penis, that's a large clitoris. Those aren't testicles, those are strange-looking, closed-off labia, right? That's what it is. That's the truth. Truth is used to cover up lies, right? No. Lies are used to cover up truth. That's how that crap works. And so it's like, these people get a lot of this stuff backwards. They're saying what I'm saying is lies, but then I, of course, prove it is true, and they're like, who cares? So that's how it goes. And they run away. That's how it goes. And so I say, I don't know about you, but I'm much more happy being the guy I want to be, lying about biological sex, than the girl people thought I was born to be. Okay, that's the issue too. That's the issue too. What does he mean by that? What does it mean to be that way? That's a very important question to ask him. What does it mean to be the guy she wants to be? Than the girl people thought she was born to be. What does it mean to that? That's different for everyone. And I say, happiness based on lies will never last. I say, this one says exactly, which is why I'm trying to lie and force myself into a box of girl. Didn't work. Stereotypes. The box of girl. There's no stereotype. That's a stereotype. You shouldn't be doing that. That's the issue. They want to act like what they want to act like, but they think they have to look different to do so, and lie about what sex they are to do so, and that's wrong. I'm a dude, girl, and so much happier for realizing it, but no, you're not like other girls. That's the issue. I've seen this several times. A girl said, I tried to dress like a girl. I put on those little short shorts I saw other girls wearing, and them tight, tops and everything. I didn't like it, so I dressed like I want to dress. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, see, this issue. You dressed like those girls. That doesn't mean that's not how all girls have to dress. It's a different story. They're going by stereotype here. The transgender community is all about stereotypes. There's so much about them. They know they're not, but then it's like, yeah, excuse me, like grow my hair long, hide to have penis and testicles, and put fake breasts on instead of males. Excuse me, like cut my hair short, and hide to have breasts and other curves, and try to talk deep like a man does. Said the girls. So I'm like, no, it's all right. Stereotypes. Go. I say, so you were born with testicles? The box of girl, that is girl, I say, is stereotypes of what girls are. That's not what a girl is. A girl is a person with ovaries, nothing more. How you act is up to you. And then the person says to someone else, say, I was born AFAB at birth, I'm a female at birth. I'm currently non-binary, demigirl flux. A girl wants to be a boy. That's what it is. I don't get the treatment like hormones or surgery because I'm okay with the body, and it's fine if you get surgery. No, it's not fine. That's mutilation. Stop it. The way sex. I'm happiest I've ever been in my entire life through lies. What's sad is that they think suffering is okay. Yeah, here's a good one. They think suffering is okay. Suffering in reality, it's normal. You gotta learn to live with it. Or literally anyone suffering is okay just because they don't like that person or the group they're in because they're lying about biological sex. Don't do that. Maybe they should look at themselves instead of having it said they suck the they suck the most because they suck the most. I guess it's supposed to be because they suck the most. Lol. And someone says thanks, and I say true. Someone says true. That's exactly why it lasts through lies. I said you don't have to lie about your biological sex to be you. Come on. Where am I going? She wants to be male, but the real life is she isn't physically and never will be. Someone says, I love him off. Everyone has both hormones. So there's that out the window right away through confusion about hormones. No, it doesn't matter. No, both males and females have testosterone and estrogen in their bodies, but males have more testosterone and females have more estrogen. That's how that works. It's the way that goes. But it doesn't mean, a person with estrogen and testosterone in their bodies changes biological sex. That's all right. Next, that many of the things women use were originally made for men. Like, for example, high heels. Yeah, that's fashion. That's something that's like a shoe or something. That's not. Doesn't make a person male or female. That was designed for somebody, but things change. Fashion changes. What people like changes. So no, it's a different story. Through a time in history and stuff. Different story. Next, someone says, here I'll have everyone off. There are no pronouns assigned at birth. There are totally pronouns assigned at birth. You would call a baby in the womb. See, here we go. Oh, I like this one. You'd call a baby in the womb, she heard, before I could even understand what those words mean. Yes. Yes, you would. So yes, the trans people actually exist. People lying about white sex do exist. I said, yes, because the pronouns aren't, thank you, come on. Because the pronouns aren't just for them, they're for everyone else around them too. Like their parents and the doctor who adds that information to the medical profile of the baby. Also, people who believe they are trans do exist. We can agree on that. But the hormones the body actually produces are at different levels than the hormones people buy and inject. Come on. Oh yeah, someone said I'm pre-testosterone. I guess every time streams of tear emoji. And then someone says, well, to me, because I say it, well, why? It's normal stuff, And then someone says again, gender affirming care isn't lying about your sex assigned at birth, other than all the lies. And yes, it is. Gender affirming care. Okay, so when a female has her breasts reduced to look like a man's chest, that's not lying about your. He's lying.